And Night of Mystery. Now, last May, we presented the first Roy and Tess mystery, The Mystery of the Silver Rocket. Tonight's play is a sequel. Now, while Roy and Tess solved the mystery during Christmas break, January brings the return of the RMGs. That's really neat, girls. And a new mystery. So, listen carefully, follow the clues, and see if you can discover who is the Cat Burglar.
Wanted to see me, Miss Bottles? Carsatch?
Yes, Miss Bottles. Thank you for being prompt.
Shall I sit?
No, this won't take long.
What is this about?
As you know, the Board of Trustees has asked me to check on the school's financial records.
I am aware of that.
In addition, they're concerned about 2 incidences that need to be addressed.
2?
The first has to do with a series of burglaries that have occurred since the Christmas break. The board has asked me to report on the school's response. Specifically, they want to know what you've done about it.
I filed a police report.
That's all?
What else?
These burglaries occurred on your watch. The thief has hit 4 different rooms on 4 different nights, while the students were asleep in their beds without any sign of breaking in. And the doors and windows were locked. So how do you explain that?
I can't. I also can't explain why only 1 piece of cheap jewelry was stolen from each room. I hope the police can solve it.
So you don't feel you're accountable in any way?
I've ordered my staff, teachers, and students to cooperate with the investigation. The police told me to let them handle it.
The second issue. There has been a complaint filed against you.
A complaint? Who?
Someone did so anonymously.
How convenient. What is the complaint?
You have an employee, a maintenance man named Jameson?
Yes.
Well, the complaint is that you and this Jameson have a romantic relationship.
That is not true.
True or not, the board has asked me to request further information. In addition, they have appointed me interim headmistress.
Judge, jury, and executioner.
That will be all, Miss Bottles. You will return to your room and stay there until you hear either from me or Detective Webster. She will question you shortly.
Oh.
Come in.
I'm sorry, Miss Cossack. I didn't know you're in here. We have a student council meeting scheduled soon.
That's okay, Lucy. I wanted to have a word with you anyway.
What about?
I'm delighted that you're the new student council president. I've checked your student records, and I must say you are obviously a leader who knows her duty.
Thank you.
And thank you for that bit of information about Miss Bottles. Also, you come from a very fine family, and although I've never met your famous mother, I'm quite familiar with her success.
Yes, she is quite a success.
It is always good to know people who are connected. With that in mind, it is wonderful that I get to work with you as president instead of your opponent. What's her name?
Rory Custis.
Ah, yes, of the Firestone Custises. I've seen her file. She does come from wealth. But her records indicate that she is somewhat of a rebel.
She is downright antisocial.
Well, we cannot have a girl like that running the student council.
But what I don't understand is how she came in second. She's new here.
I'm sure you can handle her with my help if necessary.
Is that all?
No, one more thing. I will be taking over as headmistress.
But what about Miss Bottles? I hope that what I told you didn't get her fired. I'm sure it wasn't true.
No, that played no part in the decision. But she will soon be gone for good. I want you to announce it to the student council. Tell them the board of trustees has lost faith in her since the burglaries. She's not strong like the two of us.
She is a little too carefree.
Exactly. I knew we would see eye to eye. Come with me, and I'll tell you what I would like for you to do when you meet up with the student council.
We are the first ones here. Rory, explain to me how you were almost elected as president. You've only been at the school since October, and we all know of your I'm alone reputation. How did you pull it off?
I knew that everyone was afraid of Lucy and would vote for her.
She is a bully.
I figured that the only way I could compete with her would be to use the same tactic: fear.
What did you do?
I told them that the reason I was kicked out of my last school was because I did burn down the gymnasium.
That is too funny.
And if I did that for no reason, just imagine what I would do if I lost to Lucy. And it almost worked.
You are insane. The good and say not the bad. I'm so happy that coming in second guaranteed me on the council, because it will make serving on the council with Lucy as president easier.
I'm glad you're here also. We have to make a firm stand against Lucy.
I thought Lucy was on the verge of becoming human after our adventure during Christmas break.
That lasted up until the moment the RMGs returned from vacation.
Really mean girls.
Yeah.
Did you hear? Jameson has disappeared.
Again.
This time it's for real. He left all of his belongings. I thought you were going to stop Stop finishing each other's sentences.
We're trying.
It's not easy.
Where did you hear this?
It's all over school, spreading like wildfire.
Weird. 5 minutes ago, everyone is talking about the police investigation and who's been interviewed.
Then, just like that, the talk is all about Jameson. Wait, why are you both here? You're running against each other for a council seat.
Yeah, who won?
We both did. What?
We tapped for the seat and
They were going to flip a coin to see who would win, but
we suggested that we both won the seat and
we just get one vote between us.
Miss Bottles liked the idea and I like Miss Bottles. She turned out to be a really neat lady.
I can't remember what I was going to say. What were you saying?
I can't remember.
You were explaining how you both got the seat.
Miss Bottles liked the idea and
That's why we're both here for.
the council meeting.
Something's wrong. We were walking over from our side of the school and passed Miss Bottles in the hall.
She was crying.
We said hello, but I don't even think she noticed us.
Yep, something is wrong.
Maybe she just heard about Jameson leaving.
Jameson has left.
That's the latest rumor. Our side of the school is always the last to know.
It's like a brick wall that keeps all the latest gossip away from us. No kids.
There's so much stuff being spread around right now that you can't be sure what is true.
It's like reality television.
I assume that you were the two representatives from the elementary side.
And we both won in a landslide.
No one ran against us. It was like the Texas Hold'em. We were all in, everyone else folded.
Why?
They were all scared of the older girls.
Especially Lucy.
But we learned how to handle Lucy over the Christmas break. Remember, I'm from Texas, and no one messes with Texas.
Well, we are going to need all the Texas justice we can get to handle Lucy and her crowd.
Let's take a seat. We are the girls of Mountain View High. Some call us mean, and that's not a lie. We rule the school with stylish wear and taste and class with really great hair. Mean girls just have to be mean. Members of the Alpha team, they bully all that they see. The leader is the queen bee. We are the others, a really hard time. Having our way is hardly a crime. Stay out of our way and you'll be fine. Stay with yours and I'll stay with mine. Mean girls just have to be mean. All they do is make a scene. They play those with no defense. Their lives are merely pretense. We are the girls of Mountain View School. We may be mean, but we are so cool. So shuffle aside, you wannabes, you geeks and freaks, and the band and glee. Mean girls just have to be mean. At least that is what it seems. You fake who you seem to be and have no identity. The Student Council of Mountain View School will now come to order. Let's see who is present. Oh great, the Breakfast Club. I'm impressed. You actually know a movie from the 1980s. They are the ones that I had to spend time with over the Christmas break.
We're like the Scooby-Doo gang.
Scooby, what? Sissy and Annie.
represent the elementary school. Tess, Mackenzie, Shelby, represent the secondary school. Lily and Betty, tied for a secondary school seat, but just have one vote in between. And Rory is an at-large delegate for coming in second place for president. And I, Lucy, am the president of the student council. The first order of business is an announcement. Ms. Bottles has been suspended, and the temporary head mistress is Ms. Camilda Crosshatch.
Why was she suspended?
We love Miss Bottles.
Who is?
Miss Crosshatch.
You are all out of order.
I think we should have a going away party for Miss Bottles. You should suspended, not fired. We should have gluten-free cake. I think the party should be a dance. With a theme. And a band. Some boys at Creighton have a band. Maybe we can get them to play. We can invite all the boys from Creighton.
Table the party and trash the cake. I want answers. Miss Bottles is the first person ever to give me a real chance.
Maybe that's why they're getting rid of her. The quality of the student body has been dropping. Your IQs combined are 10 points below average. I don't get it. I rest my case.
Enough! I am not finished with the announcement. Ms. Crosshatch has replaced Ms. Bottles.
For now.
Because the Board of Trustees has lost faith that she can conduct an objective investigation into the burglaries. And because of her close relationship with Mr. Jameson, who, by the way, has skipped town. And because she brought in a juvenile delinquent who is on probation into the school.
Charlie! Charlie is not a juvenile delinquent. Not anymore. He's reformed.
Yeah, we habilitated.
Ms. Crosshatch believes that there are prime suspects into the burglaries.
What evidence is there to connect either of them into the burglaries?
All evidence is being withheld while it's an ongoing investigation. Mr. Jameson and Charlie are merely persons of interest.
Who are you?
I'm Detective Webster.
Bum, bum, bum.
I don't recognize you from when the police were here before.
The other police detectives felt that the burglaries were probably practical jokes, since nothing of any real value was stolen. Since the police commissioner has been getting an earful from the school's board of trustees and some wealthy donors, I was chosen to take over the case. There is a larger mystery here than meets the eye. And you can help me.
How?
Stay out of it. I'll be staying here at the school until I've solved this case.
What about the noises I've been hearing at night?
What noises?
Scraping and thumping in the walls? I told the other officers about it. It sounded like someone was trying to get into my room. But then, the noise just stopped.
The Cat Burglar.
Bum, bum, bum!
Where's your room?
On the elementary side of the school?
Is that a new addition to the school?
I suppose so.
Oh, yeah. That was in the reports. They determined that it was rats.
Rats? None of this makes any sense.
Don't think just because you read all those mystery novels that we're gonna let you snoop around.
Tess and Rory solved the last mystery during Christmas break.
This isn't a detective novel where everything makes sense in the end. Leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, professionals who decide that nothing is going on here because we're not adults. Or ruin someone's reputation by naming them persons of interest without a single shred of evidence.
I told you that it's an ongoing investigation and to stay out of it. You know your assignment?
Yes, Miss Crosshatch has filled me in.
What assignment?
I'll leave now so that you can explain.
Until further notice, there is a curfew.
What? No! You can't do that!
It's not fair.
You'll be in your rooms with doors and windows locked and lights out by 9 p.m. Mackenzie, Shelby, and I will make sure that you obey the curfew. And you will turn in your cell phones.
Why?
Because the burglar is someone that goes to this school or has someone here helping him.
And the school's Wi-Fi will be turned off.
By what right?
By Miss Crosshatch. And I can assure you that from a short time with her, you do not want to cross Miss Crosshatch. This meeting is adjourned.
What about the party? And the cane?
Shut up.
The dance? The boys from Creighton?
Stay out of it, my foot.
I don't care what the detective says. There's something rotten going on here, and it's not rats.
interviews.
If we get caught, we'll be in big trouble.
I've been in worse jams than this.
Let's be quick about it.
That's why I'm dragging you.
I can't see a thing. Why didn't you turn the lights on?
I didn't want anybody to see us.
Who's going to see us? There is no one in this room but us.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Ow!
Watch out for that chair.
Very funny.
It's tight in here. Hey, watch your elbow.
Don't push.
This was a mistake. I hate tight places.
It's the same size as the closets in our rooms.
Yeah, but I don't spend time in my closet. Do you?
No, you're right. Closets are for clothes, not bodies.
What? You've never read a mystery with a body in the closet?
Sure I have.
What was it called?
The body in the closet.
Quick, quiet. I think I hear them coming.
Have a seat.
Yes, Dad.
You are not under arrest. I need a few questions answered, and I expect the truth. If you lie to me, I'll see to it that your probation is revoked, and you'll serve time in a juvenile detention facility until you turn 21. Do you understand me, son?
I'm not gonna lie. I have nothing to hide.
You say you won't lie and have nothing to hide, and yet you've been working here, helping out in the administration offices as an intern for 2 years, with no one but Miss Bottles having knowledge about your past.
Miss Bottles wanted to keep it a secret. She was trying to protect me.
You blame it on Miss Bottles. You blamed your life of crime on your father.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie now. I haven't done anything wrong since my conviction.
You've been inside the dorm rooms of the girls.
I do whenever I'm told to, and sometimes I'm given the assignment that takes me into their rooms. But never at night.
Never?
Well, once during Christmas break, as Miss Bottles, she sent me.
I will. Did you ever do any repair work in the rooms? Any painting?
Yes, I help with minor repairs and painting during semester breaks when the girls aren't there.
Now, think carefully. Did you ever notice anything odd about any of the rooms?
Odd? What do you mean?
Think!
There are just rooms. 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor.
You've painted those walls. Think, son!
Why do you want to know this?
Never mind. It's just a theory. That's all.
That's all?
No. Where were you during the nights in question?
In my room.
What were you doing?
I was asleep.
Can anyone confirm that?
No.
That's all. Miss Bottles is waiting outside. Send her in. Have a seat.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Look, I know that you're upset about your suspension. Believe me, I had nothing to do with that. I've asked you here to help me.
I've already told the other policemen everything I know.
But you haven't told us everything that you might know because they didn't ask you the right questions.
What are the right questions?
When did you first start working here?
I've been here for 20 years.
And how long has Jameson been here?
Around 30 years. What does that have to do with anything? You're not trying to tie me and Jameson up in an improper relationship.
I assure you that I'm not investigating your private conduct unless it involves criminal activity.
And I can assure you that there is nothing improper between us. And Jameson is not a criminal.
Please, bear with me. Walking into the school, I noticed the cornerstone with the date of 1880.
That was when the school was built. Of course, over the years, the building has been added onto.
How many wings are there?
8, not including the elementary side, which is new.
Do you have any blueprints of the school, especially renovations?
No, but you could check the county clerk's office.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Why are you asking me these questions?
The burglaries occurred in 4 rooms, each of which was located in a different wing. There has to be a reason.
Maybe it's just random.
Maybe. Thank you for your help. Come in, Lily. I just have a few questions.
Yes?
You're the only one who saw the burglar.
Yes.
Now that some time has passed, can you remember any details?
It was just a
Shadow?
Yes.
Large shadow or small shadow?
I'm not sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Male or female?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Yes. It was either male or female.
What was taken from your room?
Bracelet.
And you described it as?
Shiny.
You don't talk much, do you?
No.
No, you do talk much?
Yes.
Yes, you don't talk much?
No.
Let me rephrase the question. Do you talk much?
When I'm with my friends, but sometimes I have trouble finishing my own sentences. I lose my, choo-choo.
Train of thought.
Yes.
I get it. That night, you locked your door and windows?
Windows are always locked.
And the door?
It locks and it closes.
Automatically.
Yes.
So you need a key to get in, or someone has to open the door from the inside.
Yes.
Can you describe the person you saw in your room?
No, I covered my head with my sheet.
That's all for now. I need some coffee.
That was weird. The detectives seem more interested in rooms and halls of the school than finding the burglar.
Maybe the detective is searching for the way the burglar got in and out of the rooms.
That makes some sense. This is like a locked-door mystery. The crime happens, usually a murder. But the door is locked from the inside and the windows are bolted shut. How did the murderer, or in this case the burglar, get in and out of the room?
The simple answer is that the burglar had a key.
So simple that the detective should realize that. She didn't even ask who has the master keys to the rooms.
Maybe she already knows the answer to that. Miss Bottles and Mr. Jameson.
And Charlie could have used his pickpocket skills to steal the master key. His father taught him how to do that. But the detective should know that since she has read Charlie's police record. It's so obvious that Charlie could be the cat burglar.
But the detective seemed to accept that Charlie was asleep in his room. So why the interest in another way into the rooms?
Exactly. And Sherlock Holmes, The Adventure of the Speckled Van, the access was in an air vent.
They're kind of small for a cat burglar.
So we're looking for a human-sized hidden passage. One thing that bothers me is the noise that Annie heard. Their house and the new addition.
And there haven't been any burglaries yet in those rooms.
At least none that we know of.
In all the others, something was taken. But why just costume jewelry?
In one long blue book I read, the thief was raccoons who loved to steal shiny objects.
But what Lily saw wasn't a raccoon. We need to do some research.
And fast.
Miss Detective Webster is searching dorm rooms and the other hallways. I don't know where Crosshatch is.
Where is Lucy? We saw her in the common room.
On the couch, sleeping. We don't have much time. Let's begin. Where is Sissy and Annie?
We couldn't get them.
Because Mackenzie and Shelby are blocking the Hawks Elementary School.
We need to do some research on the school's past.
But we don't have access to the internet.
Why would you want to know about the school?
Because the detective is searching for a secret way in and out of the rooms.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
She was very interested in finding the blueprints for the school.
I've been questioned by the police before. Quite a few times, in fact. Detective Webster treated me more like a witness than a suspect.
Maybe she doesn't suspect any of us, or Jameson.
Then who, or a better question is, what does she suspect?
She may have found a clue that the other police missed. In mystery novels, the obvious suspects are red herrings. They're always the least obvious, and the clue is always something from the past.
And that is why we need to research this school's past.
But how? We don't have our cell phones or
Wi-Fi connections.
We have microfilm at the library.
What is microfilm?
Microfilm is very small photos on film of newspapers and magazines on a reel that can be loaded and read on a machine. We have records of local newspapers going back to the 1800s.
Annie knew I'd work the machine. The reels are in boxes labeled by years.
But where do we start?
Jameson made a comment just after the burglaries began. I didn't think of it much at the time. He called it the work of the Cat Burglar. Not a cat burglar, but the Cat Burglar. Jameson has been here for 30 years.
Maybe there were similar crimes back then, and that's who Detective Webster is following.
So, Tess, Charlie, and I will go to the library and we will begin our search 30 years ago.
Lily and Betty will keep an eye on Detective Webster.
And I will find Miss Crosshatch and keep her busy.
I know it sounds like it's coming from your room, but it has to be coming from the basement.
What's a basement?
Don't you have basements in homes in Texas?
Nope.
We have basements that eat. They can be real scary, especially the boiler.
What's a boiler?
That's how we get heat. How do you get heat?
The sun. It's really hot in Texas.
The basement here is on your side of the door. I see nothing on my side.
So you think it's just boiler noise?
No, there's not boiler noise down here for the roof. It could be locked. Here is the bedroom.
Maybe we shouldn't go down there.
Did you bring this down from Texas? Maybe we can light some wax.
Real funny. It's dark.
Turn on the flashlight.
Who are you?
What did you find out?
We were lucky.
The clue you gave us about Jameson's statement led us to it.
To what? To a series of stories in the local paper.
27 years ago, a series of burglaries hit some of the town's wealthiest families.
The paper labeled the thief as the Cat Burglar.
The Cat Burglar left no clues. The police were confused.
The paper estimated that just one of the jewels stolen, a diamond necklace, was worth about $1.2 million.
Did they ever catch him? And what does this have to do with our cat burglar?
Do we have a
Copycat burglar!
That was a good one.
Thanks.
What makes you think it was a him?
I just assumed.
The Cat Burglar was a student here at Mountain View School and was a girl. A 16-year-old girl named Jillian Webster.
But why would a copycat steal worthless jewels from us? Who said it was a copycat?
I asked the same question until we read further. The Cat Burglar had a long history of shoplifting. She was clearly a kleptomaniac.
A what?
Someone who has an uncontrollable need to steal. That's how they caught her.
She was caught shoplifting a cheap piece of jewelry at Walmart. When they searched her, they found a diamond ring that had been stolen in one of the previous burglaries.
She was an expert cat burglar, but a terrible shoplifter.
What happened to her?
That's where it gets really interesting.
She was found incompetent to stand trial.
She was crazy as a loon.
She was committed to the local psychiatric hospital.
Tell them about the jewelry she stole.
They never found any of it.
We kept going through the microfilm to see if she is mentioned again.
10 years later, there's an article announcing that she has escaped. But that's all we could find.
What are you doing in here?
Having a prayer meeting.
Real funny. Miss Bottles, you're supposed to be in your room. Wait until Miss Crosshatch finds out.
Find out what?
Who are you?
Vermelda Crosshatch.
No, you're not.
Yes, she
is.
I don't understand.
She's the one making the noise that Annie heard.
We found her tied up in the basement.
Goodbye, Detective Webster.
You're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, Detective Webster can deal with you. She's tough. Who do you think locked me in the basement? I've already called the police from the office, and they've never heard of Detective Webster.
Lucy, it's so obvious once you know the facts. The other Crosshatch is a phony, and her accomplice is Webster. And I don't think the name Webster, which is the same last name as Julian Webster, is a coincidence. They were looking for stolen jewels in here 27 years ago.
Then who is the other Crosshatch?
Julian Webster!
all out.
We put most of the pieces together. The rest is speculation. I was hoping that you would satisfy our curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat. Burglar. I really don't have much to lose. They've got me for kidnapping Miss Crosshatch. What do you want to know?
Are you Jillian Webster's daughter?
Yes. The fake Miss Crosshatch is my mom. She is crazy, you know, but she got away. She always gets away. They will never find her. Sometimes I think she's a ghost.
And she raised you to be a thief like her?
I could never be as good as her. We made a good living, but it wasn't just about the money. For her, it was mostly about the thrill of getting away with it. She always promised me that when she was older, she would retire from her nightly criminal activities and we would enjoy the benefits of her retirement fund. All we had to do was go to Mountain View School and withdraw the millions in jewels that she had hidden.
But she couldn't remember where in the school she hid them.
Once she arrived at the school, she became confused. All she could remember was that she hid the jewels behind a panel in her dorm room at the school.
So she couldn't locate her room?
Everything seemed different to her. Too many antipsychotic drugs they gave her at the asylum.
Who was the burglar that Lily saw?
Who do you think?
Your mom.
How do you figure?
She took worthless jewels from each room. It was a kleptomaniac in her.
She could never resist shiny objects. If she hadn't taken those items, the kids would never have known anyone was there.
Except for Lily. She woke up. Answer the locked room part of the mystery. Was there a key or was there a secret passage?
Neither. She's a cat burglar. She picked the locks. She can get into any room in less than 10 seconds and not leave a mark.
The simplest solution is usually the correct solution.
Lily was her big mistake, and it got the attention of the press. Once the papers got hold of the story, we had to change our approach. Then we read where the Board of Trustees was sending in an outsider, Miss Crosshatch, to review the school's operations.
So you kidnapped her?
Yes. We locked her in the basement of the elementary school. I took care of her the best I could while Mom assumed her role. You can imagine my surprise when Annie mentioned hearing noises.
Then you assumed the role of Detective Webster.
Yes. We cut you off electronically from the outside world. We only needed a couple of days for me to search. There was no more need for a nighttime cat burglar.
After the Wi-Fi was reconnected, Ms. Bottles had an email from Jameson on her computer.
So we know that your mom sent Jameson to Denver for some sort of made-up business reason. Why get rid of Jameson?
Jameson worked here when Mom was a student and was arrested. She was afraid that, over time, he might recognize her.
He might have.
We couldn't take that chance or take the chance on a second kidnapping.
Do you think that the jewels are still in the school somewhere?
I don't know. I know that she stole them and they were never found. Did she hide them in the school or did she hide them somewhere else? But Mom is crazy. With her, you never know what's real and what's an illusion. And that Rory and Tess is a mystery.
And mystery solved.
How? Where?
I have to give credit to Rory.
And I'll take the credit, even though I don't really deserve it.
The clue is Rory complaining about the size of the closet in the conference room.
I get a little claustrophobic, and that space was just too small for 2 people.
While we were hiding there during your interviews, I had this nagging feeling that something was off about the closet. Then you asked Miss Bottles about blueprints of the school.
And Miss Bottles mentioned renovations.
It took me some time to see all the connections. The dorm room size closet, blueprints, renovations, and the fact that a great cat burglar and her daughter could not find the stolen jewels.
So, Tess and I went to the county courthouse the day after your arrest.
We confirmed what we suspected. The part of the building with the conference room was once part of the dorm room.
The closet in the conference room was the closet in your mother's room.
No wonder she couldn't remember which room she hid the jewels in. The room no longer existed.
But the closet did.
It took us about 5 minutes to find the panel.
Why didn't you keep quiet about finding the loot? You could have been rich.
I'm already rich, but we will get a finder's fee.
And my part of the finder's fee will make me very rich.
I'm actually glad you found it. You both are worthy adversaries. Maybe we will meet again someday.
It doesn't look like that's gonna happen, Missy.
What? You think this place can hold me?
you doing?
Writing in my journal.
What's a journal?
I write down things that happen to me.
Every day?
Not every day, just on those days when something really interesting happens.
But what has been happening lately?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to do it what you write in your journal.
Maybe I'll write a book someday.
Write a book about the mystery here at school.
Or maybe I'll write plays.
Or comic books. I could draw the pictures.
Rory and Tess are kinda like superheroes.
Super detectives.
I like that idea, but which one would be the sidekick?
And what are their superpowers?
Well, Rory isn't afraid of anyone and can scare away bullies with a single stare.
And Tess has super logic like Sherlock Holmes.
I've written down plenty with them, solving 2 mysteries in the last 2 months.
We can be those psychics. After all, you revealed the clue about noises.
And you figured out they were coming from the basement.
And we found the roomless clothes match.
We're awesome!
I wonder what's going to happen next.
Let's find out!
Bring your journal.